Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Twitch, tonight we are going to be finishing off Myst, possibly moving into Riven as well, because Myst seemed to be going well. The point-and-click games without a lot of talkie-talkie are fun, and the nice thing about Myst is, you know, it's a touchstone in gaming history, but it's kind of nice to be able to play it for people, so people see what it is without having to play it themselves, because, man, some of those puzzles are a little bit confusing. Anyway, that's not what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about some pre-PAX coverage. Again, I will be at PAX. I know I will be around Friday and Monday. Saturday and Sunday, less sure. I'm at the Trans Solar Games booth, which is the Hero U booth. Corey and Laurie Cole of Quest for Glory fame. Very excited. Their new game franchise. And it's on the 6th floor in the Diversity Lounge. So come look for us there. I know I will be working the booth on Friday. I know I will be working the booth on Monday. And there's a bunch of giveaways and all that stuff. So if you want more information, follow Trans Solar Games on Twitter. All their information is there. Come by and say hi, take pictures, try out the game, all that good stuff. Hero U is, I believe, the full game. I know there's going to be a demo for the follow-up Summer Days, but the Hero U game will be playable if you want to give it a try. I really like it. You guys know I really like that game. So this is going to be sort of tied in to PAX because it is August and the op-ed tends to get kind of crazy in August in gaming. And so I want to do a little primer on how to practice safe op-ed, meaning both writing and reading op-ed. August, like July, August, I believe are uniquely crazy in gaming op-ed, partially because it's hot and people get grumpy when they're hot. People also go on vacation, and so they have to bank articles, and so they end up reaching back to their own personal, non-news, immediate, whipping boys to write about for those banked articles while they're away on vacation. There's a real gap between E3 and the fall releases, and even with Gamescom and all that stuff, there's a gap in actual news, and so they have to fill that space, and so what we end up getting is culture war issues that tend to blow up and make everyone kind of nuts. And so I want to just do a little bit of housekeeping in terms of if you see something coming out of PAX, some sort of op-ed or some sort of coverage about a game franchise you like or don't like or anything like that, and you start feeling anxious, I want to talk about that because I want you to keep in mind opinion writing is just that, opinion. It does not force anyone to change anything. It may seem like those opinion writers in gaming have a lot of power. In my experience, they really don't. And that's part of the reason that they're always so kind of shrieky, for lack of a better term, because they are going, someone pay attention to me in the vast expanse of the internet. And so they tend to not realize the influence that they have. Now, influence isn't the same as power. And keep that in mind, because you guys, as people who actually buy games, you have a lot of power too. The games companies are scared of the games press, but they want to please the gaming consumer. They're not our gaming fans. They're not gamers. They're not terribly interested in whether the games press likes them. They just don't want them to do anything that's really going to hurt them. That's not the same as really sincerely wanting people to like their games. The first and foremost people that game companies still want to impress are game consumers. and game fans, gamers. And as long as gamers are happy, they don't, terribly care overly much about whether or not some journalist is temporarily going kind of nuts on them. So that's one thing to keep in mind. If you are covering PAX, I don't know how many journalists watch this channel. Some of them do and don't want to admit it. But if you are covering PAX and something sets you on edge, something is not to your liking, something that even makes you feel a little bit bad, triggers some deep-seated childhood trauma in you, before you start writing, and before you start writing the outrage, to quote the social justice warrior, my character, make sure you're really, first of all, really prepared for the blowback you're going to get. But also make sure you actually have facts to back it up. One thing I find about trade shows like this is you get sensory overloaded. And sometimes you're just grumpy, you're hungry, your feet hurt, you haven't got enough sleep, you're hungover, you shouldn't be, but a lot of people are. You could have had a bad experience with somebody, whose work you really idolized and they turned out to be a jerk, one thing or another. But try to make sure you're actually writing to serve the public, to inform the public, and not just to work out your own crap. There is a big difference between I don't like this and I think that this is actually a problem. And that's a very hard thing to figure out sometimes. So, it's totally fine to write an I don't like this piece. It totally is. It is instructive to talk about your own reactions to things. That's what people with followings, this is something I had to learn. It was hard for me to kind of be humbled by a lack of humility. Hear me out. People who follow your content want to know what you think. They may not agree with you, but as long as they don't feel attacked, if they respect your content, they want to know what you think. They like being challenged in the particular way you challenge them. And so it is totally fine to say, this was the reaction I had. When you cross the line is when you start getting into entire groups of people and saying, this is the way women react, or this is the way, people of a certain religion react, or people of a certain race react. That's, I think, when people start getting annoyed. That's when we start getting these, or even worse, kind of feeling attacked, because, women, for instance, that's the one a lot of people get into trouble with, because women are far too large a group for any single female opinion to represent all female opinions. That's just nuts to even contemplate, but game sites try to do it all the time. And that's when people start feeling like their intelligence is being insulted. There needs to be more women writing about video games, precisely because too often a single opinion, is seen to represent all women everywhere. Worse, some male writer goes based on what their female friends or wife or sister or girlfriend or whatever said. That's even worse, because then you're getting into broken telephone. You might not totally understand. You haven't unpacked the reaction. So speak only as an individual, and make sure you have at least 3 pieces of backup to justify your feeling. Because getting paid, or at least getting a free badge, getting it free to write about video games at a conference, means you are supposed to be able to extract the tangible details from an argument that a layperson can't. That is the responsibility of you as an alleged expert. That's how you earn your stripes. Prove your case. Persuade. And a barfing of emotion doesn't do it. Making a persuasive argument does it. Trust me, I've been in this game a long time. I've learned a lot. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to do another pre-PAX thing tomorrow. For now, help support this channel. Become a monthly patron, patreon.com/LeannaK. Thanks for watching.